shaka ba do da da, shaka da 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 do do do, shaka do 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 do, shaka da 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 do do do. Today, we're going to make one of the most glorious of all foods, seemingly very simple, but difficult to achieve perfection. The glorious tortilla. Now, I've sought help on YouTube via a channel called Views on the Road. Stephanie does a lot of different stuff on there. Had a tortilla recipe that had 2 million views. I figured that was good enough for me. So I sort of followed her guidance and techniques on this. I've had some good success with pizza dough, which is very similar in terms of kneading it and putting into balls and making the final product. So I'm hoping that will register today, set us up with a good framework for success. In all honesty, I had to try these before doing it on film because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I think we got a good framework here. I think we might make some pretty solid tortillas. I'm going to point out a few tools that I think are critical for success when doing this type of thing with dough. First off is a metal mixing bowl. If you're like me and you will eventually break everything you touch, then this is a must-have. I will break glass, ceramic, anything I use that's breakable because I'm very rough with things. Next, we've got some plastic scrapers. They got a rounded edge and a flat edge. These are so easy to use and make life so much easier when you're kneading and scraping dough off the countertop. Also, I've got these black nitrile gloves. These are a must-have for me because as I'm mixing the dough, it sticks to my hands and I can't get it off. I'm trying to operate the camera equipment and it just makes me infuriated. This keeps it from sticking to my hand so much. And plus, when I need to do something with the camera, I take it off and then my hands are clean and good to go. And finally, we just got this, haven't used this for tortillas yet, this flat cast iron pan. I don't even know if it's a pan, but it's just flat cast iron. This, I think, is a critical piece of equipment because you'll see when we roll out the tortilla dough, when you go to lay it down, you just sort of go from one end to the other. And if there's a lip there, it always gets stuck on the lip. Makes me want to pound things. So this, I think, is going to be a huge step forward in making tortillas. All right, there's the tools. Let's get to work. The recipe called for a half cup of water. I think I put a little too much in because the dough was really soggy. I had to knead it forever. And you'll see when I throw some flour down on the counter, I had to absorb a lot more flour as I was going through the kneading process to get it to that consistency that felt about right. Having done pizza doughs a fair amount, I could kind of feel when it was right and when I got to the right consistency. So that was more of a feel thing, and oftentimes that water content is going to vary anyway, so you sort of have to have a balance between water and then adding flour as you're kneading it. That lump of goo has to sit around for 30 minutes, so we may as well crack a beer. Oh, I don't have my thing on. Today's first beer of the day is brought to you by Passion Projects. Oh, great. What the f is a passion project? I'm actually serious here. Like, I started doing these videos just as a vehicle to crack wise, be sarcastic. And now I actually kind of enjoy cooking and the whole production process. You'd be surprised, there's 2 cameras I'm using at all times, a lighting system, running around like crazy trying to film this stuff. And it's a pain in the ass, but it's fun. So find that passion project, find that thing you're into, especially in 2020, 2021, as things are apeshit crazy. Find ways to use your hands to do things that aren't involved in the virtual world, if possible. And I think you'll find yourself a lot more happy. Here's the passion project. So it looks like we got the consistency just about right. And we're gonna go ahead and pinch these off into dough balls. The target weight for these dough balls is about 55 to 60 grams, right in there. This recipe said it would make 10. I got 9 out of it, so it was just about right. All right, we're gonna lube up our hands with some of that lard and do some sort of almost Nuru massage on these things. I'm sort of scared to comment about this. What this does is it packs the dough balls tightly so that you get a nice circle. So once we've got them into a nice shape, we're gonna go ahead and do one last little lard covering on top and then let them sit for about 10 minutes. The people that are good at this can just pinch this into a flat tortilla with their hands. I'm not good like that, so I have to use a roller. Even using the roller, I get all kinds of weird shapes. It's so hard to roll this stuff into a perfect round, but that's part of the fun, I guess. Ah, you can see that with no lip, I can put that thing just straight flat on the grill there. You cook the first side until you start to see some bubbles, flip it over, and then go ahead and smash it down. The degree to which you cook depends on how you like it. I found that I like them a little less cooked overall. I overdid some, got kind of crispy. I prefer maybe just a minute on each side, maybe a little less. But it's your preference. And one thing you really want to make sure you do is have a warmer that's some kind of bowl and towels. Just helps to keep them fresh and nice and steamy for eating. Y aquí tenemos una tortilla. You know what that means? Here we have a tortilla. This is the last one I made, so it's still warm. You'll probably notice that they weren't perfectly round. Some of them look like Christmas trees. This looks like a stingray, sort of. But that's part of the deal. You know, I never make these to make burritos or wrap anything up. I'm using this to scoop green chili or rice and beans or eggs over refried beans, something like that. So my intention is never to make tacos or anything out of these, just the pure enjoyment of fresh tortillas. Yep, nothing like it. These obviously aren't perfect, But that goes back to the passion project I've been talking about. Do something that makes you laugh, have a little fun with. Maybe you screw it up terribly. These are decent, but they're not, I don't know if they're authentic or not, but they're pretty good. Nikki says they're good. But do something that brings you a little laughter, makes you learn new things, constantly learning how to try to light scenes and figure this video stuff out. But just do stuff with your hands and get out of that virtual world if you can and hang out, have a few laughs. Come over, we'll have Come over, we'll have a few tortillas. Cheers, everybody. Oh, one more thing. As I was walking out the kitchen door, my wife informed me that mi marido es un guiapollas. Now, I don't know what guiapollas means. I'll let you guys figure that out. Take care.